Welcome back to another MOTOBOB video. Now this week, Indian announced some incredible looking elite editions of two of their motorcycles, and they both come with a pretty eye-watering price tag. So could they possibly be anywhere near worth it? Well, in this video we'll go through all of the details to find out. Now first up, we've got the Chieftain Elite, which comes in at a whopping £29,095, and so it might surprise you to learn that it's the more affordable of the two. Now this one of course is based upon their Chieftain bagger style bike, and for reference that's about $3 or $4 grand on top of the standard Chieftain Limited and Chieftain Dark Horse. Now all of them get the 116 variant of Indian's Thunderstroke air-cooled V-twin, so that's 116 cubic inches, which translates to about 1.9 liters. So yeah, it's a massive engine that makes absolutely massive torque figures, so 171 newton meters right down at 3000 RPM, so lots and lots of grunt and pull and torque, just exactly how a big American bagger should be. Gotta say, you will need all of that shove though, because these bikes are absolutely huge in terms of weight. The Chieftain, this one comes in at 373 kilograms full of fuel, which is just monstrously big. So yeah, it's definitely got that huge American bagger vibe now, with a super laid back, easy riding position, and it's super low slung in the seat at just 650 millimeters. But despite the sort of semi-classic looks and the semi-classic styling, it's actually pretty packed with tech. So chiefly their big Ride Command TFT dash, which allows you to manage all of the bike's settings. So you've got 3 riding modes of Tour, Standard and Sport, and also you can use their proprietary navigation system, which is really quite good because it allows you to operate offline, so it's really handy if you are in remote places without any signal. Also, one of my favorite features of Ride Command is the fact that you can use Apple CarPlay. Not many manufacturers offer this. Harley, Indian, and some of the Honda bikes, the Africa Twin and the Goldwing. But yeah, I really like the option to be able to use your favorite apps for media, messaging, calls, and specifically navigation like Google Maps or Waze. On top of that, you've got LED lighting, keyless ignition, cruise control, power locking saddlebags, ABS, tire pressure monitoring, and their power band audio system with speakers in the fairing and in the side cases. Also, you get a power electric windscreen, which is pretty cool. So you just press a button on the switchgear to move the screen up and down. So what's specifically new for this Elite Edition? Well, first and foremost, you've got this incredible looking finish all across the bike, and they call this paint scheme Super Graphite Smoke, and it combines with some shadow bronze chrome for a proper eye-catching aesthetic. Personally, I really like the way the graphics continue across the side cases, and there's even some bronze finishing on the engine cases to tie it all together. Then you've got a new front wheel with a 10-spoke diamond cut design that's shown off to its full potential with an open front mudguard. And then to finish it off, you've got some choice accessories. So as standard, you get their cornering sensitive Pathfinder adaptive headlight, LED saddlebag lights, and the smoked windscreen. So look, could it possibly be worth it? Well, 29 grand is so much money for any motorcycle. And if you're looking at it from a perspective of like, how much money is it going to cost me to go touring on 2 wheels, then this is never going to be your best choice. But as a piece of beautifully finished American metal, it really does look special. And if you had that sort of custom paint job done on a standard Chieftain, plus the accessories that come as standard fit, you'd be looking at something similar, if not more than the 3 grand price difference versus the standard bike. Plus, there's the X factor of it being a limited edition. There are just 175 available globally. Now, before we get on to the next one, I just want to say a massive thanks to Husker for sponsoring this video. Husker produce what they call the ultimate cooking knife, and I've been testing this out for a month or so, and I absolutely love it. If you like to cook, then you'll know the benefit of a properly sharp knife. It makes cutting an absolute joy, and this one is specifically made from high quality Japanese inspired steel, which means it won't rust or dull easily. And I also love the sort of rustic blacksmith inspired design with a super comfortable wooden handle that means it fits snugly into your hand, and it also gets this extra grip hole which can help to hold it securely if you're chopping something a little more substantial. Now it looks super cool. It would make a great addition to any kitchen. It would make a great gift, or if you're bike packing or something like that, an ideal companion companion for your trip. And specifically right now, Husker offering a huge discount for my followers with 70% off if you use the code down in the description. They've also got a 30-day money-back guarantee, so if you don't like it, you're no worse off, but I'd be super surprised if that was the case because I absolutely love using mine. So once again, a massive thanks to Husk for their support, and with that, back to the bike. But look, cost-wise, that Chieftain Elite absolutely pales in comparison to the second bike they announced. For this is the Pursuit Elite, and it starts at just £38,495. So yes, almost 40 grand. Now I was lucky enough to borrow a standard Pursuit last year for a couple of weeks, and it was a really very memorable riding experience indeed. And I think it's fair to say one of the most luxurious feeling motorcycles I've ever had the pleasure of riding. Think Goldwing levels of sort of comfort and touring ability, but then just layer on top, you know, this finish with the metal and chrome and the stitched leather, and it leaves a bike like the Goldwing looking relatively plastic. Now this is another massive motorcycle though. In fact, it's bigger than the Chieftain. It weighs in full of fuel at a truly huge 416 kilograms, and you do feel it when you're riding it. It's like a proper big barge of a bike. But once you're on the move, it actually is quite engaging to ride, and they've got some of the sportiness from the chassis of the Challenger. They've tried to make it, you know, something that handles. Things like they've given it the twin radial Brembo calipers up front on some big 320mm discs, and that gives it a lot more stopping power than your typical American tourer, and also a Fox electronically adjustable monoshock at the rear and an upside down fork up front. And this is all wrapped around a much more modern feeling engine than the Thunderstroke that we just spoke about on the Chieftain. You see, this Power Plus engine is similar in size. It's about 1.8 litres to the 1.9, but the thing is, this is liquid cooled, not air cooled, and that allows it to rev up a little bit more. Peak torque is similar or slightly better at 178 Newton meters, but it's made a little higher in the revs at 3,800 RPM, and then it goes on to make 122 horsepower peak. Plus you've got lean sensitive traction control and ABS powered by a Bosch inertial measurement unit, and then all the same great infotainment stuff as the Chieftain. So the big TFT display with the navigation and CarPlay, plus the power band audio system, and you even get heated and cooled rider and passenger saddles with independent controls, so one of you can absolutely toast your butt whilst the other one's got it set to ice cold if you so wish. So yeah, this really is a heck of a touring bike, and also serves as a pretty serious statement piece as well. But look, this new Elite version is 9 or 10 grand more than the standard Pursuits, and that's a much bigger difference in price. So what do you get extra for all that money? Now again, you've got the special looking paint job. This one's called Super Graphite Metallic and Black Metallic with Shadow Bronze Chrome, more of a gloss finish here, whereas the Chieftain was matte and a little more low-key. There's smaller bands of bronze, which looks a bit more subtle to me. I absolutely love the bronze stitching on the diamond saddle to tie it all in, and you've got the engine cases as well, which do give it a bit of a special look. And then you also get some of the same accessory upgrades, so the adaptive headlight and the saddlebag lights, plus the lower driving lights, which not only give it a bit more of a premium look, but also help to improve safety when riding at night. Now this one is limited to just 150 units globally, so a little bit more exclusive, but honestly that's about it. And given how pronounced that price difference is, I was perhaps expecting a little bit more from this one. It definitely looks absolutely incredible, and I'm sure it'd be a heck of a bike to own, but out of the two, if you want a limited edition Indian, the Chieftain looks like the better value for money. Still, if you'd like to watch my review of the regular Pursuit, which comes in at sub 30 grand, so a relative bargain, then you can watch it by clicking right here on the screen. Let me know what you think of these Elite limited editions down in the comments. I always love to hear your thoughts. And if you're new here and you want to see more of the latest motorcycle news right here on YouTube, then please do hit subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.